Expansive shopping, being a good host, going to gatherings during the holidays can be stressful at times, even though it's fun. And for a lot of us, that stress sends us straight to the fridge for some comfort eating, which ends up making us feel even worse. Therapist Dr. Gregory Jantz is here to help us understand emotional eating and find some ways to keep it under control.
Oh my, this is a big topic.
Boy, you know, and I totally relate to it.
Yes?
Because there are times, despite the fact that I know better,
Right.
I think I can't fix anything else, but I can have a hot fudge sundae.
Oh.
And so then I do.
You do?
I do.
I'm glad I'm here.
I am glad you're here too. I don't do this all the time, but I notice it is more frequent during the holidays.
is.
So explain to me what's happening.
Well, first of all, we're probably feeling a little anxiety, and we're feeling anxious, and we look for comfort. And what's the #1 source of comfort?
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Or food
Okay.
for a lot of people.
Good. This is really, this is going to be good.
Do I have to pay you? Will there be billing at the end
well,
of this?
we can lay, you can lay down on the couch. Well,
No, I mean, I think lots of people do that.
they do, and let's just normalize it. It's really common, and if you feel like you want to turn to food right now, there's more opportunities for food. There's more sweets out.
Yes.
There's all the holiday. I just had somebody, before I came, deliver a platter of things to the office this morning.
Right.
And here, I'm faced with it, too.
Oh,
And,
good. So you're tempted also.
well, yeah, but I left to come here.
Okay, good. Good for you.
Which is
Well,
point number one.
it's
Change
true.
your environment.
Get out of there
Yes.
if there's a lot of food around.
Well, sometimes we need to. And if you're given gifts of food, some people go, well, I'll take it to work. Well, then you just eat it at work.
Right.
So,
True enough.
yeah. So here's the thing. With
What
the
do you
holiday,
do with it?
Well, well, sometimes we really have to give it away. But show great gratitude. And you know what?
Right.
For the person that did this for our staff, I really am grateful. Will it help me to have it there? No, because I'm just like the next person.
Right.
I don't need to be in it.
So that also means that you probably shouldn't have this stuff around the house. If you're going to entertain, just get enough for the entertainment and then
Well,
not have stuff just in the fridge all the time.
Exactly. A lot of times we play mind games with ourselves when it comes to eating and being compulsive with food. We say, well, you know, I'll just have one bite, or I will,
Right.
it's a party, so it's okay. And then here's one thing not to do. Don't starve yourself all day long if you know you have a holiday event in the evening. You go, well, you know, I'm not because I'm going to eat tonight. Then you're sure to overeat everything.
Right.
So get enough protein in the mornings. Make sure that you're taking good care of yourself. Always get good amounts of water. Do these things. But believe me, if you can't have just one, if that doesn't work for you, don't set yourself up. Some people can't.
It's, you know, it is so tough. Has anybody ever done this? Sometimes I'll get the little pint of Haagen-Dazs, and I think if I eat around the edges, that doesn't really count. And then it ends up being this dome of ice cream. It's really quite sad. But my theory is AAA, that activity alleviates anxiety. That
Yes.
if I feel like eating, then doing something else
Do something
is
else.
a good
Move
idea.
to a different room. Do something physical. Have a positive project you can be doing, which is really important.
Right. Right. That seems to help.
Move on to something else. Try this. Try a 15-minute delay. If you're like, I'm just craving, I got to have this Haagen-Dazs, do this. Say, okay, look at the clock and go, I'm going to wait 15 minutes.
See how I feel at that
Well,
point.
just do a little delayed gratification. Wait for 15 minutes and go, okay, after 15 minutes, do I really want to have that? And I'm going to say, if you do really want to have it, then have it.
But just try not to go crazy, maybe?
Well, yeah. I've never heard of anybody eating around the edges. That was,
I think this is not uncommon. Is anybody
Wait.
else with me? See? Yeah,
Well,
and they're
I think
all
I
women.
saw one hand.
There were like three. There were like three. You know, if you just take around the edges, you think, I didn't really eat that.
You know, we play with our food in order to, it's kind of mind games.
Yes, it is. And I'm sort of most of the time
Yes.
trying to talk myself out of eating the whole thing, which I can. Are women more susceptible to this than men?
Oh, men just do it differently.
How so?
Well, men, women are more susceptible to grazing food throughout the day. Men will sit down and have one big overeat session.
Boy, that's true.
So-
At our house, anyway.
Yes? I'm learning more about you.
I'm sorry, this is way more than anyone wanted to know. Okay, so let's talk about the tools to diffuse this. First of all, you said get away from the food.
Well, sometimes we do need to change our environment. Sometimes if we need to actually get rid of the food. And I know sometimes that's really difficult. And you can feel guilty because, oh no, I'm supposed to have this. There are sometimes, if you've made cookies or you've made something and there's a lot left over, I really think you need to sometimes just toss it.
Just toss it, and that's okay.
If this is not going to work for you, get rid of it.
Okay. And other activities you mentioned.
Yes?
Let's say you do kind of break down and you fall off the
Yeah.
wagon. head to the gym, stop doing it? What's the way to sort of break the cycle so that you don't say, okay, I ate that plate of cookies, I think I'll just go nuts for the holidays?
I think one of the things you need to do is stop, maybe pause, and maybe we need to have a little bit of a journal. And we need to go, okay, what emotion was I eating out of? I really want you to identify that emotion. Was I anxious? Was I feeling some fear? Was I feeling upset, frustrated? A lot of people during the holidays eat out of just frustration too. I'm stressed out.
Right.
I deserve this.
But in fact, 15 minutes later, you feel even worse because you ate, you know, whatever it was that you then go, oh my goodness, that's another hour on the treadmill I don't have time to do.
So sometimes we go on automatic pilot. We don't understand the emotion behind it. Okay. Am I eating because I just went to a company party and I really, you know, was uncomfortable around certain people?
That's a good idea, to sort of plumb the reasons for
Just
it
know
and see
why,
if you can address that instead of covering it up.
Yeah, because then you can go, okay, you know what? I'm going to have a different plan next time. So I'm not going to eat out of anxiousness. Don't ever go to a company party, by the way, hungry. Always have something to eat beforehand.
Okay.
Yes. And, you know, there's people that will put food in your face. You know, you can do something. I'm all set. You know, I'm okay.
Right.
Yeah,
not so
you
good.
don't have to eat everything that's put in front of you.
And we don't have to stay in a stressful environment, right? It's enough to make an appearance and go if this is really driving you nuts and you feel like, you know, eating an entire chocolate cake. It's time to perhaps go someplace else.
Yes, but don't go somewhere and isolate yourself and eat in private.
No. No, I found out a long time ago that my theory that calories consumed alone don't count is not really correct.
Right. Yeah.
That turned out not to be true.
Margaret, you've learned a lot, haven't you?
Well, I've done it all the wrong way, but I think I'm okay now. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. That's really something to think about. We've posted more of Dr. Jantz's tips for you online, as well as a link to his website where you can find some other resources as well. And of course, our website is king5.com/newday. We'll be right back with a couple of very important New Day updates, so please stick around.